Hey guys, so from the artist meme, one of you guys asked what I do about art block. I thought that would be another great vlog, and since we all have some free time on our hands, I thought I would do another garden walk and talk to you guys about how I deal with art block. So art block has a few different causes, but one of the ones I think most artists suffer from is they get art block during burnout, when they've been pushing themselves too hard, when they're stressed out, when they're trying to get too much done. And burnout will really just sap your energy and your creativity. We all need a little bit of boredom to feel creative. So burnout can definitely be a major cause for art block. And if you can, I really do recommend, don't beat yourself up. Take a break. Take a break for a week. Don't draw, play video games, watch anime, whatever you enjoy doing as a leisure time activity. Spend time outside. Anything that helps you feel creative. You do not have to be productive. You are not a machine. So taking breaks is one of my cures for art block. But a lot of us work in positions where we can't take breaks. Maybe you teach, maybe you're making a comic, maybe you're a convention artist, and you still have to be able to produce art reliably. So one of the things that's helped with that for me is constructive human anatomy and just drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing, because it means I am no longer so reliant on my brain to come up with good poses. I have this mental library of poses, and I also have real-world libraries of poses, places like SenshiStock and Quick Poses, even ShutterStock. Do I mean ShutterStock? Yeah, ShutterStock can provide poses that may spark inspiration and help end art block. So practicing different drawing skills, practicing different drawing fundamentals is a good way to stay productive when you're suffering from art block. When I have art block really bad, I try to at least draw like figures from reference to keep my hand limber, to keep myself in practice. I try to paint things from reference, like flowers. I tend to make a lot of flowers at that point in time. And then if I have to work on comics, my comic process is geared in such a way that even if I'm not inspired, there's a part of the process I can work on. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with my comic process. I have a lot of tutorials here on the channel in my Intro to Comic Craft series where I walk you through my process. But basically it's a outline, then script, then thumbnails, then roughs, then pencils, then watercolor stage. So creativity is only super important at the outline, the script, and the thumbnail stage. Everything else from that point on, most of the creative thinking work has been finished, so it's really just a matter of putting in the time and getting the work done. So that sort of batch processing is a really good solution for working even when you have art block. Also, keeping a sketchbook and doodling thumbnail sketches, not necessarily with the intention of ever finishing them, but just to get your ideas down, that's a good way to deal with art block, because when you start feeling less creative, you can always turn to some of your older ideas and use that as a chance to flesh that out, and often that can get the creative juices flowing. Participating in art challenges using character generators and then drawing the subsequent results, those can be a good way to continue making art when you have art block, because I know for so many of us, we need to make something when we have art blocks so that we get that dopamine hit and we can feel like we actually accomplished something with the day. And while I'm not saying if you don't do that, you are not as much of, you're less of an artist or you're not a good artist. I'm not saying anything like that at all. I'm just acknowledging that a lot of artists need that dopamine hit in order to feel good about themselves. So we just talked about going back to your sketchbook. Another great thing to do is to revisit and redraw old art. Most of the creative legwork has been done for you, so you can just focus kind of on the fun things, refining your art, maybe changing up the pose, redesigning the character, maybe redesigning the clothing. And it also has an added bonus of, generally it tends to make you feel a lot better about your art, because you can see that you've made improvement, and sometimes that self-confidence boost can help in art block, because I think also, other than burnout, I think one of the big causes for art block is a lack of confidence and people stop finding drawing fun. So really anything you can do to make drawing fun and rewarding for you is going to be helpful in alleviating art block. So another thing that can be really beneficial is drawing a lot of fan art, because you are spending time with characters you like, characters that have inspired your work and bring you joy. You are also practicing drawing other people's characters and interpreting them in new ways, and you're also refining your own drawing skills. Another thing that can really help with art block is limiting how much time you spend on other sites like Twitter and Instagram, comparing yourself to other artists, looking at other artists, and then maybe beating yourself up. And maybe spend more time actively engaging other artists in small art communities like on Discord. Now the difference is, on like Twitter, on like Instagram, you are probably, realistically, you're following your heroes who may have tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of followers. And it may feel like senpai will never, ever, ever, ever notice you, and that can be really disappointing, because usually people are gunning for the attention of one, like hundreds of people are gunning for the attention of one artist. Whereas on a small Discord, it's much more community focused. So long as you engage others on their art, they will probably engage you on yours. It can be a very nurturing and inspiring community if the Discord is well curated and well modded. And that's something I really strive to do with the paint box. So I hope my tips on dealing with art block were helpful for you guys. If you want to participate in this meme and ask me a question, I'll drop a link in the description to the Twitter thread where that's going on. Thank you so much for selecting that question. It was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed answering it.